All right. Hey, everybody. Happy New Year for you guys. I haven't seen you in a while, and it is great to be back. I hope everybody had a wonderful holiday. I wanted to pop in today because I wanted to tell you a little bit about a discussion I had in a Facebook group and how that relates to what's going on with the new year. So, hi again, everybody. It's Ricki Heller from rickiheller.com. And I help people on restricted diets learn to love their food so that they can stick with it, lose their symptoms, and get back to living their best lives. So, what I wanted to tell you today, and I'm just going to switch to my other page. What I wanted to tell you today was about a discussion that I had in a Facebook group. And this was, it doesn't really matter what the group was, it was a group for people on restricted diets. And one of the people asked about her birthday. She said she loves birthday cake and she was going to a restaurant with friends or family for her birthday, but she wasn't allowed to eat the birthday cake in the restaurant because it had sugar and it had white flour and all these things she couldn't have. And so, what did people suggest as recommendations for her to do instead? What could she eat at the restaurant instead? And it was a really interesting discussion because the first person suggested that she find something else on the menu that she could eat that maybe was, so-called safe. Hey, everybody, so-called safe food, like maybe just order some fresh fruit instead. And she was like, it's my birthday. I really want birthday cake. And so someone else made a different kind of suggestion that also wasn't cake. So I chimed in and said, well, what I usually do in these instances is I will bake a safe birthday cake at home, one that's sugar-free, egg-free, dairy-free, gluten-free. And then I might have that fruit at the restaurant, but then I'd go home and eat the cake. But what I found even more interesting was the next response, which was someone who said, well, almost as if this was the most obvious thing, she said, well, I would just ask them if I could bring my own cake to the restaurant. And I was like, oh, I've done that so many times with my own grain-free pasta, but it never occurred to me to do that with cake, right? And so it was just this whole new world that opened up for this person where she could have her birthday celebration, go out with her friends to a restaurant. Of course, maybe not right now, but when the time comes and we can go again. And she could also have a cake that was a safe cake. And the beauty of that, bringing your own cake, is that then you can share it with everybody who's there. So I was thinking about all the different responses I've seen online about 2021. I'd love to hear, how is your new year going for you so far? Is it what you expected? There seems to be a kind of divide, right? Half the people are saying it's a brand new start and we are going to do everything new and fabulous in 2021. And then there are a bunch of people who are saying it's the same as 2020. I'm still at home. I'm still not able to go out and do things. I'm just as depressed. But what I want you to consider is that there is a different way that maybe you haven't even thought of yet, just as this story with the cake was something nobody had considered. And if you are into self-help, or if you've read a lot of self-development books, or you're just sort of tapped into what's going on in social media with that, you've probably heard the concept of yes and. So I'll just quickly explain it. Like for most people, when we are in a situation that we consider like we're stuck, like this idea of, I want to eat in a restaurant, but they don't serve cake, I can eat. So we see that and we go, yes, I want the cake, but I can't have it because they don't have sugar free, they don't have gluten free, they don't have dairy free, whatever it is. But instead, what I'd like you to consider is yes and. Yes, I'm eating in a restaurant where they don't have the cake I want. And what is the alternative, right? Because when we look at it that way, instead of saying the but automatically closes the door, it's like saying, I want the cake, but there is no way to have that cake. Whereas if we say yes and, it opens the door to maybe this, maybe this, maybe this. And I would love it if we could look at 2021 in the same way. So, yes, we are still in lockdown. At least we are here where I live. I don't know about where you live. Yes, we are still in lockdown. Yes, we are still in a global pandemic. And what can I do that maybe I didn't think of to make this year fabulous anyway. And that is the yes and perspective as we apply to that. So I'd love you to just approach the year that way. Let me know what comes up for you. Let me know what you think of that. And that would open a whole world of possibilities that maybe we didn't see before. Just as bringing your own cake to the restaurant opens up that whole world of going to the restaurant, enjoying yourself there, spending time with your friends, and also having the cake that you want. So you can bake your cake and eat it too, right? You can't have it and eat it too, because if you ate it, it would be gone. But anyway, that's a whole other thing. So yes, and there is a way to find something positive despite what we think of as the restrictions. Let me know in the comments what you think. Let me know what some of the yes ands are for you. What have you come up with? How are you going to make this year the best year yet? It is possible. Let's do it. Let's go. 2020 can end up being fantastic. And I would love to hear how you are going to make that happen. If you, as always, if you have any questions, comments, I would love to see them below in the comments. Just let me know what you think. And if you're looking for more support, I always send out an email on Sundays to my newsletter list. I'd love if you were on it. It's at rickiheller.com/subscribe. You'll get all kinds of videos, recipes, information, anything that's going on with me at the time. And I hope to see you there. All right, everybody, have a great rest of your day. Talk to you again soon.